same time as the petrol engine. There were now more humans in less space, traveling faster for fewer reasons. The button replaced the instrument panel. The freeway replaced the corner store. Losing the time to work out what he wanted.
Done what no other person had done. She had
New products will create an even greater demand for sales.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who really want to live,
let me check the Bahamas.
here's your dream house. It comes fitted with two-way television and computer console, a shopping terminal,
That one.
and an electronic sweep of the entire grounds. Ideal for keeping an eye on the kids, as well as security.
Okay, it's your move.
In the kitchen is the latest in microwave equipment. The air is ionized throughout to keep your mood up. And the windows are all completely transmutable. There's a wall-sized video screen which the whole family will love. And the entertainment complex is standard. Check it out. All for just $4 million.
He is terrific.
Affordable the world over.
I've never seen anything like it.
Well, here it is, the retina. The only place in a living man where some of his...
the word love.
Love. Is gravity related to electricity? What is gravity?
For the more than 100 species of fish and the thousands of species of animals that eat, mate, and die among the towering columns of kelp, the struggle for survival continues in a self-perpetuating, self-regulating balance.
Him which was barbaric.
It's the opposite, I'll know it. It's convex, like this glass lens.
Double time has the rope action of slow time.
Performed an autopsy on the body of the FBI gets...
Burning lava. It could tear through their helmets. The ominous dangers from heat, overpowering gases, and the rainfall of volcanic material are all overridden by the courage and innate curiosity of the scientist to observe and learn.
All summer, Tommy's been learning to play the guitar.
They are capable of movement, and should some small fish venture too near, they can paralyze it and feed on it. They are the coelenterates, the stinging-celled animals, and they live and thrive in practically all the waters on Earth.
Let's keep listening with Dick. In what other ways does sound help us? Some sounds are warning sounds. They help keep us safe.
And lights are also very efficient. But the most unique light source is the laser, invented in 1960. The laser has sparked more interest in the subject of light than anything else in this century. This particular laser uses a special neon tube. Nowhere in nature is there a source like the laser. While ordinary...
Det är alltså det vad surpsade. Nej, vad också för något sägs det. Jesus när vi har riven och slås upp urpsid.
Been here a little while now. You've had a chance to talk with some of the residents and hear the sound. What's your conclusion?
I mean, this is just unbelievable that it could happen.
I mean, we can't ever have something we really like to nibble on. But we...
No response. No response. There.
What are they made of? To try to answer these questions, let's first take a look at a kind of cloud we can walk around in. When a cloud hugs the ground, we call it fog. This fog is covering part of the Golden Gate Bridge and San Francisco Bay. Let's take a closer look at it.
Napoli, where we came into the...
Sound helps us give warnings. And is used for moving things, is a lever. They can change the direction of motion. You exert force on one end of the lever in one direction in order to move the other end of the lever in another direction. Or a where?
Round. There are altitudes where the temperature is well below freezing. What must these clouds be made of? And what about rain? It takes about 1 million cloud droplets to make one average raindrop. How these droplets collect to make rain is one of the many unsolved problems being investigated by meteorologists today.
Is necessary in ordered atmosphere. The accident might have stopped at this point, but it didn't. It continued to develop.
What's the matter with you?
Worldwide fallout. According to the authorities who've made a searching study of the problem, most accidents begin well in advance of that time and place at which they...
Why should I put up with that kind of stuff? I'll take off for the South Sea. I'll show it.
Through the medium of film, classroom students can witness the
ill health.
From a vantage point in the classroom,
even a sleepless night.
Editing is the final stage in making a film. When you have all your footage shot and all your sound recorded, you move to the editing table to put them all together.
which means thinking
The
about
commonest
anything
way of
except
connecting
the business of driving. And nowadays, driving is so automatic, it's easy to fall into this
Black is
bad
not a
habit.
color. It is
We're
the
apt to
absence
see
of
other
all
things
light and color.
and not what's in the road ahead.
There's movement, there's color, there's sound, there's music.
Finally, there's
And most
the last
importantly,
link in the
the
fatal
educational value is usually very
Often
good.
something simple, like failure to stop at a stop
But through
sign.
the electronic eye of spacecraft, they have become known worlds.
Obviously, we cannot see the planets the way we can see them through films. The student cannot get an appreciation for the vastness, cannot understand or fully appreciate the solar system by me lecturing or by reading about it.
In science, there are many things that films can bring us that nothing else really can in a typical public school classroom. The films that have been made with electron microscope.
It is 1974. The seeds of the world car are planted as the Earth's fuel supply suddenly becomes a vital issue.
Simple loop prominences resemble the field of a horseshoe magnet, but they frequently form complex systems involving many loops.
Earth did not come with a book of instructions. We are writing them as we go. They will be read by future generations. Our chapter will include what we did about acid rain, requiem, or recovery.
If you can do so smoothly, okay, but not if you must lose your vital space. It would be better to miss your exit and wait for the next, rather than throw traffic off and jeopardize your safety. And so the cardinal rules are, first, maintain as much clear driving space around you as possible, always checking and planning for space well ahead. Second,
tell the team where the focus of the epilepsy is.
Running at full capacity, full tilt.
Of one important factor. Earlier, we saw that water vapor needs surfaces to condense on. If there are any surfaces up here, they must be very small, because we can't see them. Let's investigate this further.
Everywhere, always, there has been music for everyone.
The name describes the toughness of them.
At certain points, it detects a...
Analyzed in the brain by processing units the size of a grain of wheat and arranged in columns.
These are shown here on a cross-section of the brain as little luminous rectangles which process information arriving from the right eye. The darker areas depict visual information from the left eye. Connections between them gives the concept, the sensation of perspective. When one of a baby's eyes is weaker than the other due to a squint, for example.
Transition point, we can't decide whether it's a man in a machine or
crossed the finish line at Northwestern University. 24.
The power of a great earthquake is almost unimaginable. It is as though 100,000 atomic bombs were exploded within the Earth.
The fundamental
all at
working
once.
units of the brain and nervous system are cells called neurons. The brain alone has 10,000 million of them.
Of the just right career for you.
Here, pass through the front of his brain,
the type of fiber,
and then out. It seems almost a miracle, but Phineas Gage survived.
It was at first a very pleasing divertisement to view the vivid and...
Little is known about the creative process, but it is not too much to assume.
If you could find...
Here is a time lapse. I was finally able to obtain a reasonable color balance photographically, but still...
To
make sure.
Objects are only visible to our eyes because of light.
Many long hours, and the excellence of this dog's training just goes to show again the value of patience.
Light.
Process in nature is
to have a joke sometimes.
And in the time between each of these collisions,
really new and smoking. Great cigarette flavor plus menthol freshness will do it every time.
I smoked them because I needed me. What more do one say? And they made the flowers look perfect on the pictures. I smoked them
while all the stamina blossoms grew so nicely, I suddenly realized
Begin with 4 back blows. If unsuccessful, apply 4 abdominal.
I believe we will come up with ways of dealing with human need which we haven't even dreamed of yet. We will wind up with a whole redefinition of what we're now calling mental illness. We won't be concerned with deviance and the labeling of deviance. We'll be concerned
late-night movies and the seat belt. The problem was confronted at once. Plans were laid to get fitness into offices, design into chairs, bicycles onto streets, fresh air into lungs, good sounds into ears, soft textures within touch, neat images into eyes, scent.
But what did it cost us? Really cost us?
The surface of an infant planet evolved in a process of violence that continues today. This eruption of Kilauea, a volcano on the island of Hawaii.
1 billion tons to the square inch.
We're going 30 miles an hour. Watch what happens when the car stops. Now the dummy's wearing a lap belt. And now, with lap and shoulder belts.
See the difference? We thought these films might help you decide what to do the next time you get in your car. Well, we know safety belts are a real headache, but look at it this way. Your headache could be a lot worse.
The box on the right
themselves simultaneously was causing tension and blood pressure.
Scientists were experimenting with rockets and dreaming of space travel. Then, in 1957, the Soviet Union launched its first Sputnik into orbit. At all, dog.
Buenos dias, senor.
Buenos dias.
Open cage of the tiger. And
Psychiatrist Richard R.
in North Carolina. It would eventually...
Children, and she's depressed.
Take people from place to place. Hinge may be grand.
Those seeking recreation and play.
You're in.
The rockets are firing.
Of the earth, water and air.
From the distant galaxies and nebulae of outer space. Electronic senses circling the Earth send information to man's waiting brain. All these magnificent tools are nothing.
What you get in the water goes into your stomach.
Which waited the lady?
If we learn to perfect it. But even the most optimistic scientists think that fusion power may not be developed for 50 years. If then. If ever.
There's the heat.
Adapted to various environmental conditions. In contrast to the cactus,
to the social
there's a water lily.
An industrial society.
Thing.
And I'm not necessary.
Magnetic disc, and most recently, by laser memory systems. Using advanced laser technologies, one roll of 1 inch.
When he looks inside.
With the help of your counselor, from all the career, the question is a sales...
Light, all the wave crests occur simultaneously, and all the wave valleys occur simultaneously.
Vision of eyeglasses passing in a procession, like an animated movie cartoon.
No doors in it, there's just a window.
As the time went on, these visions became more disturbing, unreal, often frightful. Deprived of normal sensory bombardment, the brain makes...
Can force into bloom areas where rodents are in.
From it, cells get their oxygen and nutrients.
Ear, nose, and throat.
Contain an antibiotic to combat germs. The
Similar polyp colonies that float freely over the water.
Until the time it takes the
light rays then fall on the iris, a pigmented.
This animation suggests how an explosion on the solar surface can eject great clouds of ionized gas, which disrupt radio and TV communications.
This demonstrates how effectively film can give new
Monitoring
dimensions
solar radio
to an
emissions
already famous
helps
short
warn
story.
of such interference.
The lady.
The planets, such as Jupiter, shown here, also emit radio energy patterns. This is the visible light picture of Saturn and its radio emission image.
To unravel neuroses, to inspire poets and painters.
Now relax.
And your teeth look beautiful. We'll read for a flyer can do much good. And
At normal speed, the hand cranks turn about the same speed as the hand on a clock. So this will give you an idea of approximately...
Moist air. The air begins to rise, and it cools as it rises. The water vapor in the air...
Called L-DOPA. That in effect replaces the transmitter.
Organizing.
Left the top of my dream.
Him which was barbaric.
It's the opposite, I'll know it. Well, it's convex, like this glass lens.
Double time has the rope action of slow time.
Performed an autopsy on the body of the FBI gets...
Burning lava. It could tear through their helmets. The ominous dangers from heat, overpowering gases, and the rainfall of volcanic material are all...
Check it out. All for just $4 million.
He is terrific.
Affordable the world over. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, here it is, the retina. The only place in a living man where some of his...
The word love. Love. Is gravity related to electricity? What is gravity?
For the more than 100 species of fish and the thousands of species of animals that eat, mate, and die among the towering columns of kelp, the struggle for survival continues in a self-perpetuating, self-regulating balance.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who really want to live...
Oh, let me check the Bahamas.
Here's your dream house. It comes fitted with two-way television and computer console, a shopping terminal,
that one,
and an electronic sweep of the entire grounds. Ideal for keeping an eye on the kids, as well as security.
Okay, it's your move.
In the kitchen is the latest in microwave equipment. The air is ionized throughout to keep your mood up. And the windows are all completely transmutable. There's a wall-sized video screen which the whole family will love. And the entertainment complex is standard.
All overridden by the courage and innate curiosity of the scientist to observe and learn.
All summer, Tommy's been learning to play the guitar.
They are capable of movement, and should some small fish venture too near, they can paralyze it and feed on it. They are the coelenterids, the stinging-celled animals, and they live and thrive in practically all the waters on Earth.
Let's keep listening with Dick. In what other ways does sound help us?
Same time as the petrol engine. There were now more humans in less space, traveling faster for fewer reasons. The button replaced the instrument panel. The freeway replaced the corner store. Losing the time to work out what he wanted.
Done what no other person had done. She had
New products will create an even greater demand for sales.